What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Token. It's Tayla,
Miranda,
Nelson, and then really quick, bring it back. I don't think you heard. This is Miranda. What's your Instagram handle?
You Thirsty.
This is You Thirsty, and she is joining us on the Token stage tonight for another episode.
And I'm
Bitch,
excited.
you thirsty? Please grab a Sprite.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Don't die tonight.
Hey.
I just wanna... Okay.
Bring it back. I just had to.
That's where it came from. The Kendrick.
Yes.
You turned down.
We actually talked about that. We had planned to play it when you walked in, like an entrance song, but shit got fucked up and my house is hard to find.
I'm not worthy.
And you brought another guest. I just want to talk about her little homie that she brought, who was a surprise appearance we were not expecting, but we're so happy.
He's shy.
He's so cute.
It's okay though.
That's the little homie.
You'll hear him snore a little.
You'll hear it.
He's snoring. It's okay.
A little bit.
So how are you? How are you today? How's your day been?
My day's been quality. I did a lot of cooking. Got some edibles going.
Oh, you made
chocolate
edibles.
chips, sugar, cookies. Yes, all kinds.
Oh, yum. I love edibles.
Do you? What's your favorite?
I eat basic shit. Like, I just got into Auntie Ellie's, so yeah.
Shut it down.
I just got into it, but I do like edibles, and I want to know more about them and like eat more shit.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid because the first time I ate edibles, I got fucked off of some homemade shit.
I know this one gets high as fuck.
Yeah. See, I don't eat edibles anymore because I don't know my dosage, and that's so important because I'll eat 150.
It's hard
and
get that
still
right
be
dose.
chilling. But then there's some edibles that are sprayed or infused a different way that
right. Like me, I don't really like edibles that have distillate.
I don't either.
So I prefer.
Do you get headaches?
I get headaches. It makes me anxious, or I don't know.
Yes.
Just I'm overthinking the headache or something like that.
Me too.
It's too much. I like RSO because if I'm eating an edible, my intention is to go the fuck to sleep.
Okay.
I don't want to eat an edible and party. That's not me. I'm smoking all day. Dinner time. Instead of a glass of wine, a fat ass brownie. So then by the time I put the kids to sleep and I'm ready to sleep, I'm done. Yeah. Feeling good.
Because you have to plan your day all kinds of different than we do.
Every 3 hours I'm doing something.
Because you got 2 kids.
2 kids.
How old are they? Tell us about your babies.
So Sienna's my 4-year-old. She's my oldest. My daughter. She's beautiful. She's my twin. Sunday, Tariq is the first name, but we call him Sunday. Mm-hmm. He just turned 1 on September.
Aww.
Yeah, so he's my little baby. So I got 1 of each.
They cute as hell. They cute as hell.
Not even boop, boop. They cute. But Sienna's wild, and they know all about.
They're the
cannabis.
New Age kids too.
Yeah. New Age kids.
Yeah,
I've always been curious about how this is
not only
work.
do they look, you see some white, off-white kids.
Your babies are token. Mm-hmm. Your babies are. Your
we
babies
got some
are half
tokens,
black, right?
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You said you're so mean.
But it's crazy because they have the same dad, and they look like one of each. So Sienna is my features: soft, white, light hair, light eyes. Where Pootie's the soul. His black eyes, and his skin is darker, and he's got dark knees, and just the pigmentation on the 2 of my kids is completely different. So it's
sometimes it happens that way. Yeah, sometimes it happens that way.
I'm the lightest one on my dad's side, and then on my mom's side, I'm the only one in my family with brown eyes. So,
okay,
give and take.
Genetics are crazy. I know.
They really
are. It's strange how they'll pop up. Yeah, it's weird.
Me and my sister look completely different.
Completely. But you and your brother look similar.
Yeah. That's the link.
I told you though, I feel like your brother probably looks the most black out of all 3 of you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He pulls the aesthetic. Because I feel like he could play either card.
Yeah.
But that's, and that's life. That is life. I'm gonna roll this.
Oh, please do. Please do.
We got the master
It took me
roller
an hour to get here, and I want to get high.
Move that bottle out the way. Who needs it?
Fucking bottle. We're smoking weed. So, explain. So I just met Miranda today. I'm not gonna lie. She's hella cool, so it's easy to talk to you.
Hey.
But I just met you today. How do you and Nelly know each other?
Me and Nels go back.
We go back. How did I first meet you, Miranda? I know, obviously, through, With a Bang and all those people, but what was the first time I met you?
I want to say at Blake's house for a With a Bang meeting. We were all circled up in the back.
Oh, was it Alternative Solutions?
Yes, I walked in with my all yellow jumpsuit because everywhere I go I'm loud. And I was just peeping everybody out. And I remember Maria because she had that pink hair at the time.
Okay.
You know, so, but yeah, we used to do the brand ambassadoring together.
Okay.
Yes.
And then
you had your own story before with a bang.
With like?
You were in the industry before.
Oh, well, how did you start in the industry?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, I guess that's my poor transition, but yes, me and Miranda fell in love through With a Bang, and honestly, With a Bang has brought me some of the greatest people.
So, shout out Blake.
Hands down, kick ass, yes.
I love that group. But no, so my foot in the legal, because I'm definitely like pro black market, my foot in the legal business was at Nirvana.
Okay.
In my, it was short-lived. I was pregnant when I got the job, and they didn't know I was pregnant. Mm-hmm. So I hid it for a while. And then I found out there was 2 other girls on the team that were pregnant as well. So I was like, oh shit, what? This was meant to be. And my boss was like, no. Literally like, no more pregnant people. We need to start. Yeah. Yikes. So it got weird. I got let go early because I was pregnant. So that was it. I dipped my toe in. I didn't appreciate the way they treated me.
The fuckery.
And so you had to get out.
And so I got out because, I'm making money my own way, and I don't need the dispensary to treat me like that, just like a corporate job would, because there's supposed to be, this community.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I didn't feel like
the community was there for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely talk about the community.
Definitely.
Because I can only tell Tayla my parts of what I've seen so far, because, Tayla's getting into the industry and whatnot. But it's going to be important to hear your side, too, what you've seen, because you've not only seen what's going on in Arizona, but you got to see for a couple of weeks how California was getting down in their community.
I'm very curious about California, because a lot of cannabis news comes straight out of California.
California is like another country. Mm-hmm. So
it's so massive and vast, and there's so many different facets of people.
Listen, so these events that we all go to, you said you're a little baby, so
I am a little baby. And also some of our viewers have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, so feel free to over-explain.
So I
love information.
The quote-unquote events that we go to, I started off as a participant. I would go, I'd pay the money and enjoy myself, take dabs, take bong rips, try out all this stuff I've never tried. Mm-hmm. And those kind of get played out just because, and that's just my opinion. You can call me a hater all you want, but they get played out just because it's $10 here, $20 there, on top of the fact that it's BYOB. Mm-hmm. You're only,
So you have to pay to get in, pay to bring your own tree.
Bring your own tree because it's limited. Pay to smoke your own shit. And then it's you just can't help social stigma. When you go to take this dab, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, oh shit, that was good. And then you come back for another dab. And then you come back for another dab. And now you got this person behind the dab bar looking at you like, well, why do you need all the dabs? And you're like, well, I paid to get in here.
Yeah.
So it's just this pressure where it should just be more here.
More roll
free
session.
Enjoy.
Free session, how it normally and naturally is when you're with other people.
I would prefer that. So Canatainment, I like them because they get things so smooth, and everybody's got a little something on their own. Mm-hmm. Good music, good vibes. I feel like when I look throughout the room, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. So I don't. New people, don't go to these events. Just come to my house. We'll smoke there.
Come to my house. I'll smoke you out.
For real.
Personally. How are you involved in the industry now?
I'm really not. The legal industry, I'm really not. I kind of took a step back just because it's so tight knit. It's so new. Mm-hmm. People are having a hard time collectively doing something. Everyone wants to do their own thing,
right?
And we would be California would be a lot better off if we got all these people together to do things together. And that's just me. So I, with Nirvana, with certain organizations in this community that I'm not going to talk about that, but we all know, are prejudiced, ignorant, and I don't support it. And if other people do, that's their choice. But I have morals. I got kids to show a point to.
To make an example.
And Sienna's very close. She puts her hands in the dirt. She knows what plants are. So when I talk to her about things, it's, it's my full heart.
Okay. And when you say plants, do you have plants at home?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's incriminating myself. People are like, oh my God. And it's, people have been growing, smoking.
It's a plant.
It's a plant. It's something higher. Just like other laws. people break laws every day. So me choosing to grow something that I look at as medicine is my choice, you know. And that's what it's not to do with anybody else, but I do encourage people to just try. Pick these seeds out of the weed that you get and just try. It's not that hard. You don't need an expensive setup. You can do outdoor, especially here in Arizona. And it's, you know, just get yourself started. Put your hands in the dirt.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta get started.
Yeah. I'm grateful because when I was out in California, I've tried to grow weed several times successfully, and it's never been like a good yield. So when I went out to California, I got all the tools I needed, and that's people out there are just here's knowledge,
telling you,
here's
this is what you can do.
This is the fertilizer. This is this is how you do this. It's like, you know, this is the vegging state. All these things that you have a million questions about. Here, these people are like, go get some money. Like,
do you normally have a green thumb? Like, do you grow other things?
I try.
Okay.
It's difficult here, especially like in an apartment, but I got tomatoes, strawberries at one point, green onions going right now.
Okay.
Potatoes are really easy to cultivate. Bell peppers, I've grown bell peppers.
Okay.
So yeah, I do have a green thumb, but I necessarily was growing stuff because I believe it keeps you alive longer, you know.
Eating what you grow.
Eating what you grow.
Okay.
You know, me being vegetarian, it would be nice to one day be self-sufficient.
Okay.
So I'm growing what I eat.
Someone else.
I'm not going to the grocery store and getting pesticide-ridden vegetables because that's what people. Oh, well, you don't eat meat.
Pesticides are a dirty word on
what
this
about
podcast.
the E. coli?
That's the P word we hate on this podcast. Yeah.
And that's like a fear that we've been running into a lot too, is like pesticides are even bleeding into the cannabis industry. Like,
absolutely,
your carts have pesticides in them, your tree
flower
might have pesticides in them, and that's including the distills.
And as a grower, when you go, that's why I think it's more important for people to actually be able to tour these grow-offs. You know what I'm saying? See for themselves the manufacturing setup, because it's an industry. When you're talking about growing and pesticides, it even goes before that. Like there's plants that they let go with root rot. So now you've got bugs, you've got pesticides to get rid of the bugs, and you've just got this, you know, this mold that comes through, and they just trim it off and sell it to you. And for me, I'm allergic to penicillin, so I have to be careful with like mold, because that is a mold that grows on marijuana. There was
just a huge recall in California for like, I think, don't quote me, but like at least 4,000 like eighth jars like had to be recalled because there was mold in them.
I think I remember hearing when I first got my card that, was it in Canada?
I believe so.
They had moldy weed too. Like patients were taking
working
pictures.
at Nirvana, they weren't aerating their jars. So when, you know,
explain what is aerating for,
so as a bud
for
tender,
those who don't know what that means.
So as a bud tender,
that black thing down. Can't see your face.
This thing? I always do this to myself.
You're like,
I ain't gonna lie.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
I like that. What the fuck?
Aerating jars.
Aerating. Okay, so, and it's like, it's two parts. So for you're new. So if you got a job, you need information that you don't have.
Yeah.
Your boss probably doesn't have that information either to properly take care of weed, identify, troubleshoot things that are going on with the actual buds. Like,
how do you troubleshoot a bud? Wait a minute.
So not even like fixing the problem, but most like, you know, you look at it, you can hold it up to the light. Is it dense? Is it loose? Is it aerated? Does it smell musty, yeasty, moldy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like identify is there mold,
right?
Like if there's something
and
wrong.
That's just becoming like going to the grow house and looking at the flower and being taught like, hey, smell that. That's not good weed. This is good weed. So things like that, I feel like.
Because how would you know what smells bad?
I wouldn't know.
How would you know? And
I'd be like, oh, that's some dank ass
right?
weed. That shit smells stinky.
What profile is that?
I don't know what it is.
I
Let's try it.
Stop trying to play me, right? But that's what it is. It's just sales. So,
okay.
So the bud tender, those big jars like that you go in and you're like, oh my god, look at all that weed. Half the time they're not taking their hand in there and turning it. So you wanna put that air, the aerating
Move
it, puts the air so that it's not
just taking off the top,
sitting down there, because some of it's really dense and moist almost. So that moisture collects at the bottom, and it'll literally create condensation. And when you see that, that's a problem. You know. So, and I've picked jars up there, big old jars, and that's just what it is. You know.
If they're not aerating,
if they're not aerating, or just taking it off, like, okay, it's been there too long. We've had that on the shelf for a couple weeks. Let's, you know. And what they'll do is, to make the money, they'll put it on the lower shelf, or they'll sell it for like $60 an ounce. So all you people that are like, oh, I'm gonna run and get this cheap ass ounce, I would say, you know, ask if was that recently like taken off another shelf, like where did it come from? I ask all kinds of questions.
Yeah, my bud tenders be like, bitch, shut the fuck
And
up.
I told you, Nelly, like, lately I've been having bud tenders get irritated with me because they don't want to answer my questions.
Right.
And I'm like, I literally
Because
don't
they're
know what this is, and I would like to know.
And that's why I said to you the other day. So we went to the dispensary for the first time, too, in one day. And she goes...
Together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She was like, Nelly, what the fuck? You get special treatment. And I was like, that's what I don't like.
Right.
It's because they see, or like I ask questions, and then they ask me questions, and they figure out I'm linked in the industry. So then they kind of want to like... suck my dick a little bit, and I'm like, that's not fair. We're all patients. Like that.
I told you that lady. I literally asked her what the Delta 9 symbol was because I just didn't recognize it, and she goes, "Oh, Delta 9," and I was like, "Okay, well, I don't know what that means." Right. So that's
what does that do for me?
Me opening up a question like, "What the fuck is this?" You know?
And that's how it goes. That's why when you get a job at a dispensary, they want you to take the class and do all this extra stuff. And I'm not saying pay for that because that shit is on YouTube, Netflix.
Literally.
You can go to Bookman's and get a book about it. I'm not saying pay for it, but become educated. Because like me, you'll never catch attitude about weed with me. Like I enjoy talking about how I make it, how I can cultivate it. Like teach me because I don't know everything. So I enjoy conversation. That's what you need. You need people that care. Like a nurse. People go to school. They become a nurse. They become educated. Oh, you're sick. This is what you need to do. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's almost the sense of these bud tenders because people come in like, I got a headache. I don't need distillate edibles. I need this. You know what I'm saying? You know your body. So now you're talking to somebody that's just like, well, this is on sale.
Yeah.
And that's so annoying.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I want a good deal, but...
And there's so much to know about cannabis. Like, there's so much to know. And I think people
it's so
mark it down to being, like, something... trivial. Like there's you can learn every little bit about the plant. You can learn about the terpenes, you can learn about the trichomes, how you grow it. Like there's so many different aspects.
I mean, you got THC, THCA, CBN, CBD. Like it's crazy, and they're finding new ones.
I was just gonna say,
for the first time they're like looking at it on a molecular level, like, okay, let's really look at this plant. So that's why I say 50. If you're gonna invest in hemp, invest in cannabis. 50 years from now, it'll be everywhere. Yeah. People are like, it's everywhere now, and I'm like, no,
not yet. No, not yet.
It'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You mentioned earlier that you said that your kids know what cannabis is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And
so she knows. She refers to it as cannabis.
Okay.
I love that.
She says cannabis.
Yeah. And I mean, the last time we put the plants in the ground, she was putting fertilizer in there with me. She was putting the soil in there with me, because it's just a plant. It's this innocent, tiny, she put the seeds in there for the ones that we started off as seeds, but we got some clones, and that's like her own little flower almost, Aww. So it does no harm for a child to be exposed to the reality of the start of this medicine, especially if for me, I'm doing it every day. If I'm outside smoking during their nap and she wakes up, she knows to come to the back door, look through the glass window, tap on the window, and I'm like, oh shit, hi, like, what the fuck? And she's just like, I'm gonna use the bathroom, and she's like, she communicates so well because I treat her as such, and she'll even tell me like, it's sometimes bad, but we like late at night I'll smoke a blunt in the house, watching a movie on my couch type thing with the window open because the way my house is set up, it's real cozy right here. It's like real small, Okay. And same thing, like she wakes up, she comes out, and she just like gives me a dirty look, like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, what are you doing? And it is what it is, Yeah. People make it a bigger thing. I think it's like drinking or pills or anything like that. Like we all have something.
Some people smoke cigarettes in their house with kids.
In the car. I mean, that's what I grew up with, like on the way to school. Sucking cigarettes down, and it was a different time. I'm glad that's not how it is, but we all have our faults and other opinions. We all have. To me, I can't, like, people are like, oh, your kids are amazing. I'm like, oh, it's because they're around weed all the time. Like, I joke, like when I was pregnant, they were like, you have marijuana in your system. I'm like, absolutely. Like, I was loud and proud.
Did you smoke during your pregnancy?
I did. I mean, I stopped smoking at about like the end of my first trimester, just because like lung capacity in your belly and stuff. I'm just like, that can't be good on like the head, or I don't know, my brain was just like that, like, you know, you're inhaling. So I would do edibles, or I would use like topical stuff for like, you know, like uterine pain or back pain or anything like that. And I stayed medicated, and I was super nauseous. That was basically why I lost my job at Nirvana, because I was always sick. I was running to the bathroom, or I would call off because I worked the morning shift. And that was just the worst. They'd be like, you can't get me on the night shift. You can't work with me. And it was just, well, we can. And then so I would do a night shift here and then have to work in the morning. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like,
yeah.
And I'm sorry that I'm saying I can't. I don't like that. But, you know, if your job would work with you as humans, I feel like we'd be a better society. Yeah. But instead, you're quickly replaceable. So, you know, go handle your baby. We got another person. That's, you know, and it is what it is. So I'm not salty, but I'm also not going to not say exactly what they did, because it was me and 2 other girls that experienced the same thing. So it's just another industry.
Gotta shine light.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, my niece, even too, to bring it back, she's 9 now, and my sister explains it. My sister doesn't really use cannabis like that. Like, she used to hit the pen and stuff, but she's on her own kind of thing now. But she would tell my niece, like, yeah, that's like Nene and Uncle's medicine, you know?
Right.
And that was that.
And it's that simple. It's nothing
I think
more.
it's when society starts making it weirder, like that taboo.
Yeah, I've had my parents come in my house and talk about, you know, are you using drugs around them? And I'm like, okay, those types of words aren't identifying what I'm doing, because I'm not doing drugs. Right. You know what I'm saying? I am medicating, because that's what we all like to call it now.
Yeah. Right.
I don't mind saying I like to get high, because that's, who don't like to get high? What? So, but, you know, it's social stigma. It's other people's opinions, and not that I don't give a fuck, but it doesn't affect me when people are like, oh, I think this way of you. I'm like, okay, I'm still going on about my day.
I feel it.
So it is what it is. My kids are fine. They're thriving. I'm thriving, you know, and I think other people should, if you're involved in the cannabis industry, there's been people on like Instagram that are influencers that have, you know, taken slack for their kids being in the back of the car, like the back seat, and they're smoking with the windows down. And to me, I'm just like, you're gonna take a hit if you get pulled over, but that's not my fucking business. So people over here, you know, it's, you know, mind your business and focus on you and your kids, you know.
Stay in your lane.
Well-being, you
Stay
know,
in your lane.
if, you know, not just, you know, not too much, but.
I was going to ask about that too, because I know that you're active on Instagram a lot. I know that you're active in social media at You Thirsty.
At You Thirsty.
I was just wondering, do you face any type of like additional stigma for being like a mom versus being like just a cannabis?
Personally, I have never had any negative. I've had a lot of people.
Do you have your kids on your Instagram, like pictures of them?
Not on my page, but on my story. Yeah, follow my stories. They're always lit. No, I try not to post them just because they're not, you know, Lil Thirsty. That's what some people will tag her in, like when we do the park pickups, which I think is so funny.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, which is funny to me, but no, I don't. No one's
out of
ever
context. That could be weird, but I get it because
right.
you okay.
I'm big thirsty.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, people are funny. I'm just like, okay. Okay. A whole thing. We're not gonna get into that.
I'm tagging these pictures, and I'm just learning about Lil Thirsty.
You probably have to go on the most recent one.
That's funny as hell.
I was like, Lil Thirsty, what the fuck?
Who did that?
But, no, several women have actually reached out asking, hey, I'm pregnant now. Where did you go? What did you do? Who did you talk to? And I give them the whole layout, and it's...
Give us the whole layout.
It's
I'm genuinely curious about this. Like, at some point, I for
Especially
sure
your
want to
first
have
trimester.
kids.
Some people are fucked up. Like, people are losing... Not people. Women. I'm all people. Women are, like, losing weight. I remember my sister, like, I worked with her at the lash studio.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for her. She'd be doing lashes and, like, gagging. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking
rough.
suffering.
It's rough, and the cannabis truly helped my nausea strictly. I don't know if it was helping pain or anything, but in the morning, like, smoking, it would, like, one puff, I'm, like, hovering over the toilet. By, like, 4 or 5 puffs, I'm calmed down, I'm not, like, gagging, and then I can get some food down. You know what I mean? And it's a process, and everyone's got their own thing. But for me, that's what worked, and that's what got me to work on time.
Damn. Did you utilize cannabis when you were pregnant with your daughter?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Both of them.
She's, repeat how old she is again?
She's 4.
She's 4 now. Okay.
4. Yeah. Yeah. And
was it the same?
Were they weird when, like, you gave birth? Like, were the doctors weird? Like,
the doctors were so weird.
Okay.
They were so weird.
Hand.
Like,
the one lady was like, I can't help you breastfeed. You're positive for cannabis, so we're not allowed to help you. And I'm just like, what?
Like, the nurse wouldn't train you, or like,
no, she wouldn't show me anything, and then we were forced to watch.
She wouldn't teach you how to breastfeed.
Mm-mm.
That's fucked up.
As a new mother.
Because there's stuff in your system.
Yeah, and I'm just like, so my thought
baby's gonna be hungry because there's stuff in your system.
Isn't that your job here? Like, to help me.
Feed the kid. You gotta feed the kid.
What they suggest, and this is why they do, what they suggest is you don't breastfeed. You have drugs in your system. You should be feeding them formula. And I'm like, I'm not giving them no goddamn formula.
I was about to ask a question. I'm like, were they trying to refer, like, the cannabis, like meth or like cocaine, like that?
It's a Schedule 1. So, and it's crazy not to always be racial, but literally in the hospital, my mind first went to all these people that come in there, affected by society and the drug epidemic. Mm-hmm. And you're not helping them.
Yeah, literally refusing to teach someone how to breastfeed.
All that.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, and to me, I was offended, I was crying, I was sad, but YouTube. We live in a new age. Google that shit. Literally. I was up in there Googling, and there's holds and all different kinds of stuff, and I was in there doing it.
Figured it out.
She
latched, okay.
She latched just fine. Sunday's different, same thing. I mean, and I had Sienna, and here I am 3 years later, having Sunday, and it's almost like you forgot. So I'm in there like in like natural mode, and I'm trying to get him on, and he's different. He liked to be held like a football almost, where Sienna liked to, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's more effort, where Sienna, where me and Sunday, we'd just be chilling. Real nap. I don't know. So everyone...
every kid's different too. Did you have the same issue when you gave birth to Sunday? Did they try and refuse service or refuse anything to you?
Listen, so, and this is on God. The first hospital I went to, I left in active labor.
Active labor.
Oh,
active labor. No. And I got up off the gurney with my robe. I said, I need my clothes. Terrell gave me my clothes. I got dressed. I went out there, and I was like, I'm leaving. And they're like, well, you need to sign this, and that. So they cut my band off, and I left because I was so stressed there. And I just was not feeling
not
it.
The environment that you want to be in.
So I drove to the hospital right down the street, and I had him within like 6 hours.
And what happened that made you that stressed that you wanted to leave? Do you mind sharing?
When I got there, when I got there, it was a hospital. I had Sienna at Good Samaritan, and this was it's the Catholic hospital down the street on McDowell. I forget it, and I'm high now. But yeah, so I went there, and it was a Catholic hospital. So we walked in. I hadn't been there. I hadn't checked anything out because I'm like, I've done this, I got it. And we walk up in there, and there's this huge statue of Jesus, and there's all these nuns walking around. And not that affects me on a regular day, but I was super hormonal, and that shit was scary. I was not prepared. So then when we get into the room, there's just like Jesus is looking at me, and there's just a lot, and I wasn't even in a room. They had me just on a bed out in like the hallway because there was so many women having babies that day, and they're like, you're good, you are in active labor, so we're gonna have you just hang out, work through that shit because you're not dilated. So I'm just out there, and it just like the more time I was out there, I didn't have my own space, nothing. I was just like, oh no,
I'd freak out.
My mind was like, nope. So we left because I'm like, I'll have the baby in the car before. This is not it.
Yeah.
So we left. And that's me. That's my whole personality. I'm quick to bounce. I don't like this
shit. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just gotta go.
So I encourage you, if you're uncomfortable, you're probably on the right track. Follow your feelings.
What is it? Fight or
flight?
Yeah.
You were like,
I don't know. I was like, oh my God, these nuns are going to take my baby. Like, I don't know. Like, my mind went to all these crazy places. And it was just because I didn't feel safe. I hadn't been there. Compared to like with Sienna, I did the hospital tour. And I did all that new mom stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Did the classes, and I took the CPR, and I did all of that at the hospital I went to. So I was super comfortable there. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why I didn't choose that again. But honestly, I think it was because the OBGYN I was working with, switched hospitals. I think that's why I ended up there, but I forget. There was some reason I was there. And I was just like, this is down the street. I'm going.
Goodbye.
I'm going to where? I'm going home. Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Okay, I forgot to.
I know, like we're just over here puffing. But yeah.
It's okay. I'm wrapped up in this.
So then that would mean if you were medicated when you gave birth, then obviously your breast milk would have been
Medicated.
infused, basically infused milk.
And to me, that's okay.
Infused
and some people, lack. Oh no, and I don't know. It's all taboo. It's all so taboo.
I mean, well, your body makes what your baby needs.
Right. Listen, your body has natural
Babies have endocannabinoids,
okay,
right?
That whole system set up. You know, yeah, they have that. That's
your body has natural receptors that wants it.
So when you feed your baby that, it's activating these sensors. So I feel like my children sleep through the night. Both of them, I've never had sleep issues. And I'm not saying that they're like high when they go to sleep, but like they Sunday takes naps every day. It's like he wakes up at 7 a.m.
He just is on a good schedule.
Yeah,
like his body is scheduled.
He's so comfortable and he's so relaxed and Sienna's like, she's so personable and she goes to sleep just fine. She reads books before she goes to bed. She's just like a regular
normal ass kids. Yeah. Normal, beautiful ass kids.
She literally will talk to you like a whole person, and it's, you know.
Yeah, literally, you could be holding a pipe and she's like, "What's up?"
I like that.
Yeah, the first time I was like, "Oh, it's kind of weird," but I'm like, "See, it's society," because she even is like,
I'm going
all
back
good,
to
whatever.
Pink's my favorite color. Yeah, look at my shirt. Yeah, and it's just like, all right.
Peace out.
I will say, when I was a kid, I was exposed to marijuana really early. And I remember someone that I lived around always smoking. And I just knew what it was. Like, I remember handling cannabis. Like, I remember smelling it. Like, I remember being around it, and it wasn't weird at all. And I never felt weird about it. And, like, it was only when I was, like, an adult.
Right.
And, like, the person attached to the cannabis might have been a piece of shit. So, like, that may have shaped me more than actually being around the cannabis itself, you know?
Right.
But I've considered, I mean, there's a lot of kids who are actively, like, just around it and have no issues.
Yeah, I grew up with a lot around me, so for me, this is...
You did? Your parents smoked?
My grandparents did. So I grew up with my grandparents, and they both smoked.
Okay.
Yeah, they were smokers, drinkers, you know, they lived that life. Some people won't drink at all. Like, I only smoke weed. I'm like, that's cool. But I enjoy tequila every once in a while, or Henny at the club with all the right people. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna go. We have, you know, only so much time, so I feel like we should do something to give to the next generation. I hope my kids have that knowledge. You know, growing weed and selling weed is the future. You know, it's gonna be a huge crop. Even hemp. You know, if they learn to grow hemp, I feel like that's the business. You know, so. Kids are learning to code nowadays.
These kids are on a different...
Kids?
I don't want my child coding.
Kids?
They're going to be able to hack by the time they're 15. Like, they're going to...
What?
All I could do was, like, my MySpace page back in the day. But that's it. That's it.
Your background was lit.
Yeah. But not even. I was, like, more like copy and paste. My sister over there was, like, HTML, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow. That's nice.
That's why they shut that down.
That's a nice layout, sissy.
They shut that down quick. They were like, oh, no, these kids are getting good at coding. We'll do it for you. We'll do it for you.
Yeah. That's interesting. Have you heard about that Elf on the Shelf? I wanted to ask you, okay, because I've been asking some people their opinion on it, but no one has kids, so they don't have like real opinions.
Okay.
Do you know what Elf on the Shelf is?
I do.
Do you do Elf on the Shelf in your household?
I do not.
Okay. So basically, Elf on the Shelf is this little elf homie. He's supposed to like be this little statue that you put in your home, and it's supposed to help your kids be good because the elf's going to tell Santa when you're being bad.
He's always watching. And
you move the elf around to make the kids believe that the elf is real.
Okay, that's the point of moving it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just to like convince the kids like, oh, he got up and walked around. He was, you know, looking to see what you were doing.
Yeah, I think it's like he comes alive at night.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
So.
But that he's always seeing something.
But like a lot of people that I've talked to like have had Elf on the Shelf as kids, and like a lot more people are starting to do it with their kids. And I read this article that basically was saying that Elf on the Shelf is teaching kids to be okay with constant surveillance and like okay with something reporting their behavior, and that kids with like these type of like Elf on the Shelf and like even the concept of Santa like in their home like have increased anxiety in adulthood because they feel like somebody's always watching them. Do your kids believe in Santa?
That's why I don't have a laptop, because of the camera. Yeah. I feel like I'm already being watched. I go outside and there's the traffic pole I'm right next to. There's a camera right there. My Sienna should be like, instead of like, oh, green light, and we used to tap the yellow light and tap the ceiling on the car as we pass that. Should be like, oh, there's another traffic light or a camera, traffic camera. Ooh, and she sees them, you know, and it's everywhere.
Cameras everywhere.
Everywhere. So the elf, I don't know, I've never heard that, but that's a crazy correlation.
Do your kids believe in Santa?
No.
I
mean, they know he's like a cartoon character.
But they don't like believe that he's going to bring them gifts.
No.
On Christmas.
Yeah, I buy gifts.
Yeah. That's how my mom was. I support that, low key. I feel like
Santa's cool. I mean, like, whatever. Just, I mean, for me, it's like Jesus, though, you know. Everyone's got their own opinion. I'm not comparing God and Santa, but I mean, like the whole frame around it, like this certain picture of what it is, you know, how it suits your family. Because I'm like celebrating Christmas and this white man that drops presents off at your house once a year. I'm just like, and then people be like, no, Santa's not black, or Santa's not Asian, or the fact that some kids get presents and some kids don't, or some families are poor and they can't even get their kids presents even though their kids are good. I just feel like there's a lot that mimics religion, and it's I don't think it's very healthy for your kids to be stressed about that. So yeah, she gets presents all the time. She's spoiled. So she's not tripping on Christmas.
She knows what it is. It's Christmas time.
Lit. Unicorn queen.
Oh, she likes unicorns. I like unicorns.
She's got this little trot. She does this unicorn trot.
Oh, so cute.
She a cutie.
Do you utilize any sort of like CBD with them? Like any topical CBDs or things like that?
Yeah, I mean, so I've made lotions with that like magic butter machine we were talking about. CBD. I don't have any way to test it, like potency wise. Does that make sense? Like I don't have like a lab report on like what is in it. So when I make it, I don't know if it's actually doing anything. Because you only give them
the things that you make. Okay. I like that, because honestly, me and Nellie were just at a smoke shop. And just for shits and giggles, we looked at their like CBD like section. And the fucking ingredients were like a different language.
Yeah.
We're like, where is the fucking CBD?
It should be that and whatever the base is.
Yeah, like, but I like that you give them things that you make. But I mean, it would make it difficult to actually know how much.
I mean, if I could send it out and have it tested if I wanted to pay for that. I don't care. You know, I trust my dosing, if you will. I mean, you can't really like overdose CBD. Right. I've even made medicated like olive oils and coconut oils, and I've rubbed their bodies with that just as like a, you know, THC is good for anti-aging. It's good for elasticity. Yeah. So there's no way that I'm gonna. I've never seen my kids toasted off anything. So like. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just so open about things. I just be looking at people like, gotta try it. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
When will you comfortably allow your kids to like try?
Oh my god, I'd probably beat her. I don't want her to smoke. I don't think like even me. I always am like, oh, I don't want to smoke as much, especially blunts. If she could just like divert from that altogether, because I feel like that also is a social.
Yes.
Something developed socially.
Yeah.
But if she wanted to enjoy edibles or. Like topicals like that, when she's like 18 up out of my house, I'm fine. Yeah. That's her business. But anything I do, it's on me. It's medicinal. Yeah. She has got a sunburn. There's that coconut oil. Her hair, coconut oil. Yeah. And it's all infused. So I think it helps. My hair grows really fast. Because I use medicated coconut oil on it, I feel like
I've been interested in making really interested in making my own medicated coconut oil. Like, what's the process on that?
So I'm late. I mean, I'm not saying I'm lazy, but I have a machine that does it for me. So the Magic Butter machine, shout out the Hydroponic Chef and all them. But I won it on Instagram, and it changed my life. The machine does everything for you. You put your flour in there, you put the coconut oil in there, and you can put shea butter, all kinds of different things in there. And it has a rod that'll heat it up and mix it all together at the same time for a certain amount of time. So you can put it like 160 for 2 hours, and it does its thing. And you strain it through the little bag, and there's your product. Wow. It's that easy.
Like magic.
Like magic.
It sounds like an easy bake machine. You put the weed, in, and
that would
get
be so
oil
great.
out.
That would be so, yeah, but it's super easy. I make salsas, sauces, the Thanksgiving party that we threw.
I'm shook.
Every single thing I made was infused because of that machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were so high.
He is literally out like a light.
He's like, scoot over.
Wow.
It's a him.
He's the sleepiest boy.
This is him. Oh. But yeah.
If y'all don't follow us on YouTube, you should, because we've got video accompaniment to this audio treat. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's so creepy.
No, I like when
I'm
you say
generally
it.
a creepy
Audio
human
treat.
being. Yeah. I think
Do you
hearing
like
the
being
words
the voice
audio
in
treat in
someone's
your
head?
in your ear is like awkward. You know,
Audio treat.
it's okay. My mouth is dry as fuck. Also, I feel like my.
Do we have any more raps?
Girl,
Garçon.
I'm like, I do have pre-rolls too.
Oh, do you?
Did you hear about Arizona doing, adding autism and, what was it, opioid episode epidemic?
Yeah. Okay. First of all,
Can we? Yeah.
I want to get in.
that.
opioid episode.
Was that? It was opioid episode something, right?
Fuck.
For all the bar-tards out there.
Basically, opioid addicts.
Lord.
Adding opioid addicts.
I don't think that's fair.
To the list of things that you can have to get your card, basically, in a nicer way of saying that.
So what does that constitute though? So like I could go out and buy, not even buy, but like get a script written for me and go in and test positive for opioids.
Yeah.
And I now have.
You can just borrow your homeboy's
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
Oh, for like the
like
evaluation.
I got it in my
Yeah.
system.
And I know there's several people out there that are pushing whatever reasons to get your card. I'm not tripping on it because I don't care if you got your card
Right.
or not. But, you know, when you throw that on there and you set a certain group of people.
Listen, I see it. No, because I
funnel.
literally was training at an event the other day, and the guy I'm training, like, I'm being business professional, and then we encounter a patient, and I was just telling him, depending on demographics, where you are at is the kind of patient you'll receive.
Exactly.
And that's just facts. So, like, literally, this guy was, like, tweaking out. Like, I could understand every 5 words and just, like, eyes rolling and shit. But, like, smile and wave, boys.
Smile away, boys.
Literally. So, like, the guy I'm training is like, what the fuck? That guy was tweaking. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and especially if we add this bullshit, like,
Yeah.
no.
And I think it's great if they offer, like, right across the street from my house there's a methadone clinic.
I was literally about to say.
Don't get mad when I say I don't think it's appropriate for opioid users to be able to smoke weed. I think that's a great transition off of your painkillers, but I think the methadone clinic should transition into a opioid transition clinic where they offer cannabis instead of giving these people pills.
Yeah.
Because these people show up every day for the pill just to get a free high because they
Literally.
are addicted and they're like, well, we don't want crazy people on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, so we're gonna get them off with methadone.
Government
and methadone
crack.
is just government crack.
Yeah.
It's just drugs. So, you know,
I think it's so fucking weird.
I have all kinds of opinions on things because that's to me, I'm just like, okay. So that just gives a certain demographic an easier way into an industry that is still to this day targeting another demographic. So, and we're not addressing that
Actively.
That Illinois, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've read a couple articles about how when it goes legal in January, they're going to try to set up a program where some of the cannabis taxes are going into a city reform program so that they can have like a reparations for the city through cannabis for people of color that were affected by,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I think that,
Evanston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think that's really good. And that if they can do that and execute that, I think literally the rest of the country should be on board because
Absolutely.
there's no reason that we can't.
Absolutely.
And there's all kinds of statistic proof that shows people of color have been affected more by marijuana and they're still in prison. So
literally, as cannabis is being debated to be decriminalized, if that shit gets decriminalized, everyone's records need to be expunged immediately.
if you are
instantly
a
on the spot,
nonviolent
let out
first
that day.
time, yeah, out. And their excuses, well, we can't, and it's always this, we can't have people in the streets, we can't have them crazy, we gotta take care of them, we can't
That's
let all
fine.
these prisoners
one
out.
per
They have
day,
nowhere
one
to
per
go.
day, one per day. Like, just let them go, let them be free, let them figure this shit out. If they reoffend and come back to jail, that's their own business. But like, let them go.
Yeah.
Let them go.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So it's like a whole thing.
I just heard that with everything going on with Trump, I don't want to talk politics, but everything going on with Trump, because of what's going on with the state of the country, that the reparations that people who were beginning to be let go, like for first time offense, are like locked right now.
Of course.
And because he throws a temper tantrum and will stop everybody's shit. He comes in and shuts down all the fun. Nobody's gonna do shit until I get what I fucking want. He doesn't care about anybody.
Cheeto. Yeah.
That fucking sassy ass Cheeto.
Lord.
Oh God.
Before we get off this podcast, I wanted to talk about reclaim, recycle, because I know that you're an advocate, and I want to know more about that. We've talked about you guys on the podcast. The podcast. We got you here now, so how about let's hear it from you.
It's nice to be addressed as Miranda first, and then Thirsty, and then Reclaim. Because a lot of people think I'm just the recycle lady. I even refer to myself as a trash lady sometimes, because that's literally what I do. I'm just pushing, peddling. Give me your trash, give me your recyclables. Come pick up trash with me. Come to the park. Let's do better. So Reclaim simply started from Nirvana. So I'm working there, and it's all these. Like, one day, and I always thought about it, because me, myself, I reduce plastic. I don't eat meat. So, and that stems from not wanting plastic in my life, because your meat comes in plastic. So there's proof that shows that anything that's in a certain type of polypropylene or plastics that have like different coatings on them can affect the product that's inside, and that includes food, especially food. So I stopped eating certain things like that. And when I was in the industry, literally one day we got an order of not these, but like the big pop tops, and they were the wrong color or something, and we started putting labels on them without our unaware that they didn't want these pop tops. We start labeling all of them, and they're like, oh, those are the wrong ones, we're gonna have to send them back. And they're like, you already labeled them. We're like, yeah. And so and these don't come off easy. Mm-hmm. So they're like,
real hard to get
off.
They're like,
well, now they're trash. No. What do you mean now they're trash? And we threw out boxes of pop tops that, like, it was just crazy. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, that shit blew my mind.
You're like, and if this is just one dispensary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's just like a small, like, every day these get thrown away by us.
Yeah.
Even though they threw that away.
Full of them right now.
I got a Vans box waiting for the next cycle.
Now. And so what we're doing is I don't know, I'm like grassroots, I'm not, that's my passion project. So it's like the fifth thing that's on my list of things to do. And I want to take it more serious this next year, get involved. We're in SWC, Urban Legend Smoke Shop, Yilo, and oh gosh, where else are we at? We're in one more place, aren't we? I'm high.
I just recently saw this. Congratulations. I'm so fucking proud of you. It is an actual, like, I was at Mission Urban, and I'm, like, peeping in the window, and I said, hold up. Hold up. That's so fucking sick. Yeah. Like, it's an actual drop-in, reclaim, recycle, educate yourself.
Listen, no, here's some tea. How much time do we have?
We got a minute. Yeah.
Okay, here's some hot tea. Okay, so I'm not going to say names, but where you were at is not us. We have people stepping in on our territory. Yeah, so you say Mission? That's right over there off like
Dunlap?
Olive or Dunlap, yeah. Right there off the 17th.
That's not you?
That's not us. Oh, shit. You gotta go look closer. And we've been doing this in January, so I know there's people out there.
We got an LLC?
We're working. That's what I mean. That's why I say it. We're gonna take it a little more serious. I want to be like a nonprofit. I want to educate people more so and make people aware of single-use plastic. Mm-hmm. So that's more so what I'm focused on. Resonate is who they are. They collect it and they shred it and they do great things.
Resonate.
Yeah, and it's just interesting because, and that's why I refer to it as like more than just them. Even people I know just don't want to work together. Yeah, and it's and it's just we've been doing this. We are community outreach focused. Mm-hmm. I like going to the park and talking to people, how they can fix it, what they can do to make a difference. Let's clean up the park together.
I always meet some really freaking cool people,
literally,
too.
And I mean, not only do patients come out, but people at the park come over because we have the music going, we got good vibes, and I have conversations with all kinds of lives. Like, it amazes me how people just are so quick to not have a conversation or just not try and do something positive outward, because that's what brings that right back in, so that's what I fully believe in. My community outreach is what Reclaim is like Reclaim Recycle. It's almost like a twist, because reclaim, obviously you smoking, reclaim, but we're reclaiming the way that you recycle within the cannabis industry. We're reclaiming recycling in a term that the state doesn't even identify, because these things are unrecyclable. So Yilo, or not Yilo, but Urban Greenhouse, they have a plastic program, and it's, for me, frustrating because they won't work with me, and they're not educating people, so they collect it and then they just throw it away. Or they, you know what I'm saying? Or they're not. They're doing whatever they do just to get people points to raise this, like, oh, you're recycling. You're really not, because there's no way to recycle in the state. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. It's a process. I'm so high. And I got cotton mouth. But yeah, so who else has a recycling program?
See, and that's just another aspect of the cannabis community.
And it was just, and I pitch, I go talk to all kinds of people. I got the gift to gab. I'll talk to anybody. And people just don't want, and it's just like, you just keep putting positive out there. If you feel like you have an idea or a goal, you just keep pushing, because that's what I'm saying. There's so many people in this world, and you get stuck on the click, the cycle, the circle, the whatever. You get stuck right here, and you just got to reach out. If you're doing something and it's not working right here, reach out. Social media literally provides you all the tools. Like, if you want to do something, nails, hair, podcast, go fuck with people that do that already, and then go follow their followers. Like, it's there for you to be successful.
Network,
you just have to try. So, like, that's why I say I'm not worried about other people, because I pay my bills and I don't have a 9 to 5. You just have to try. Whatever you want to do, just try. Gotta hustle. You gotta put it out there.
Do you have any, do you mind me asking, do you have any investments in the cannabis industry?
Not like a stock market level.
Okay, I was gonna say, that one time we were in the office.
I thought about that. He had me download the app that night and everything, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Ameritrade.
But so that's another thing. Like, so we're a community. Let's, like, who has this knowledge? Who has this knowledge? Why don't people want to share? Hey, Melly, I heard this company is only doing $20 investment, and you'll get whatever percentage return. You'll be like, oh, word. And you text all of us, and we'll be like, where? And then we all got money.
Just
why you don't want to? Like, what? You gotta put your friends on.
What was that guy's name?
But I help out. I don't know.
And he could be bullshitting us. I don't know. But
he could, but he was a smooth talker, so I don't know.
I was listening. We were downloading the app. We were listening.
Sheeple. We were sheeple that day.
Yeah.
Trying to make some money.
But even that day too, packaging, you just see that mass waste of plastic.
He's a hustler. That's what I'm saying. Like, we have all that plastic, but, like, look what we're doing. We're up in there doing it, folding those boxes, making that little bit of money.
Yeah.
And that's just a cycle. Like, so I just try to educate people. Like, here's what we can do. You're gonna buy it regardless, so give it to me.
Yeah.
When you're done with it.
Did you see True Infusion with these?
Yeah. Try True Infusion. I think Metro Meds is doing.
They got QR codes on this bitch.
Tell us about that one.
Right.
No, you never told us about that one.
This one? Which one? This one?
This one. Yeah, that one.
What about it?
That one. Tell us about this one. You found this one. It was so hella cool. You've been waiting. Tell us about it.
Guys, I've been dipping in it. So
True Infusion's dope too.
Yes, I did not
like their products.
Realize True Infusion had even fucking flour.
Gummies.
Well, I know about their gummies tinctures.
At the dispo, this shit is hidden.
But, like, we gonna have to bust this open because, and this guy, Diesel.
Crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know. Sustainability.
Crazy.
See, and this is not bad. So what they should do, in my opinion, is work with somebody. That's why you talk to people, because I don't have the tools. I don't have all the tools. Like I said, Arizona doesn't look at things as recyclable. They also look at these items as contaminated. So as a big company that's got money, like, do that research. Be that person that puts us in the forefront. Like, oh, well, we now have a way to sanitize them properly. Like, we have proof that this is no longer contaminated, so the customer can come back and reuse it. So now we've got a circular system. Rather than this, you have this, which is cool. It's not plastic, but now you're going to get a bunch of these, and then what?
Right? No, I know. I already got one under my bed.
It would be nice to go back or have a program where you can drop it off.
Yeah, I said
it
for
and
you.
Reuse it like it's glass,
You know what I was saying? We should have, this is my problem with fucking dispensaries. Everything is pre-packaged. I fucking adore places that are deli style.
Right.
So you know they're shaking that shit up, aerating it, all the proper forms of, you know, caring for the fucking flower. Yeah, the way you're supposed to.
I really enjoy Debbie's. So when I buy flour from a dispensary, like not my flour, I go to Debbie's because I really fuck with Mojave. Mojave flour is really quality. And not everybody's going to have perfect batch every time.
Yeah.
But I they're consistently good. I like them.
Mojave. What's your strain go-to by Mojave? Wedding cake?
I like the cream pie kush. Ooh. Because you know what the fuck it is.
You know the fucking vibes.
Do you like Indica's more?
Yeah, I do. Okay. I mean, I think it's Nepali pink. I think that's like a sativa hybrid, maybe.
I have like Nepali. I've only ever had Nepali pink one.
I've had it in the pre-rolls.
But it's bomb.
Yeah.
It's bomb.
I got an eighth of it, I think. I liked it, but I don't remember what company it was from. But I feel like everything I get is prepackaged.
I was going off it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But I got to smell the shit from True Infusion. And I made a weird choice. I'm a sativa girl, and I chose an indica just based on the smell, and that shit slapped me into my face.
Ooh. So, but that's what you should do. You should shop on your senses.
And I like to do that, but a lot of dispensaries don't let you smell your shit.
Yeah, you can't smell. It's all fucking prepackaged. And I'm like,
Can't open the shit.
When you eat your food, you're not eating food that smells nasty.
Right.
You're eating food that stimulates
your senses.
So even if to someone else that's like, ooh, to you that's I'm gonna fuck this up. This is good.
And also, don't fucking put the jar up to my nose. You bopping my nose, son.
I smell this.
Like, come, I need a medium.
Yeah.
Or I hate when they show you the jar and they kind of like run away from you with it. It'll be like, like, can I fucking smell that?
You can't fucking smell, look at shit.
Not in here, bitch. No. Well, Miranda, this has been a fantastic conversation. I'm so happy you came through.
I'll be back.
We missed you earlier this week. We were like...
That was... Honestly, there was so much traffic. I was like, the universe is like, get home.
But you know what? It
Traffic
was meant
is
to
real
be.
Out here.
This has been a great conversation, great episode.
Yeah, it has. It's nice. It's
Did
nice
you
to meet you in person.
Us?
Yeah.
Good.
I fuck with the big teddy bear.
Thank you. This is Lee. His name is Lee. He's
Lee,
the homie.
What's up?
Someone in my follow request was like... they said something was like, what's up with the big teddy? Or like, nice big teddy. And I was just like, ooh.
It's nice.
Little drum, doo-doo.
I'm like, oh, man.
Great comment. Great comment.
We love it. We love it. Thank you so much for being here.
Where can we find you? When's the next event?
Follow me. So this whole year, every park we did the first Sunday of every month. But this year we're gonna try and do like the third Sundays. So I think it's January 18th.
Okay.
We're working with the Grace Church. I think Margaret T. Hance Park, downtown Phoenix area. I think the one that you were at.
I'm gonna be there.
The one that's the one you did make it out to. So we're gonna work with them because they have a program where they actually have an incentive program for the homeless, where they pick up trash at that park. So when I found that out, I'm like, damn, we're out there picking up their money. Like, let's go out there and just give them some food and water. Let's get the other people to bring their recyclable or industry recyclables out, kind of thing, and just help, you know.
Yeah, I love it. Mm-hmm. January 18th, super important. We're gonna remind you guys again. We're gonna post about it. I'm excited about it. Where can we find you online?
At You Thirsty.
At
Weed to Know.
Bitch,
that's
You Thirsty.
That's a whole vibe. Yeah. This is me. This is me. In real life.
This is us. This is Token.
This is momming 101 with cannabis.
Literally.
Because literally, we have no fucking idea.
I don't know.
And we assume one day we're gonna be moms.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're always gonna be using cannabis. I swear to God.
Definitely.
I swear to God.
Swear on it.
And that's your choice. And that's your choice. Like when you become pregnant, that's your choice. When you if you're dealing with those things, that's your choice. If you question it,
and unfortunately, there's not a lot of information out on the internet, so we got to start sharing shit within the community.
And you never know.
All comes back to community.
You never know. In the future, it could be like, oh, cannabis is good when you're pregnant. Be like, Miranda was right all along.
Where can we find you, Nell?
You can find me on Instagram at Nelly Flirtado. You know what it is. I hope by now.
I don't know the words.
I know the album. Yeah. Tayla, where you at?
You can find me at Small Town Psycho. Make sure that you follow Matte Black Art House. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter, kinda. We're on YouTube. There's a video part to this audio podcast.
Check us out.
Come hang out with us on the YouTubes.
Okay.
Happy holidays, guys.
Oh yeah, it's fucking Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
In the desert.
Merry Chrysler.
Oh.
And we out.
You look so familiar, and then I saw your tattoo and I remembered it kind of, and then I was looking at you during the episode and I was like, bitch, I know you. I was like,
That is
I held your baby,
shit.
and then you were talking about your man and your baby and your cute little token kids, and I was like, nah, I know who you are. Like, I've held your baby. This is crazy.
So cool.
I'm gonna cry right now.
Yeah.
They're mad expensive.